Good evening. This is Professor X Slave, your general in political strategy in these perilous times. So help us God. Basically, family, I'm just coming to you to follow up to a video that Boyce Watkins just put out with um, the financial crisis that we are facing as a nation. We are facing the Great Reset. It is coming upon us quick, fast, and in a hurry. If you take a look at world politics, look at what's going on around the world, several things are going on, not just the Afghan situation that they keep propping up in the media, but if you watch outside news, things such as Al Jazeera, WEON, or anything outside the paradigm of Fox News, NBC, and CNN, they have been talking about this for a while, and the Gravitas video. There was a Gravitas video where they were talking about the U.S. as well as China defaulting on their loans. So not only are we facing an economic potential economic collapse, but also China is as well, with their Everglades housing or real estate property company, which is the largest in China, hosts the most revenue, which has been taking money from its own citizens as well as public investors, and it has been something that has the potential to cripple their economy as well as ours. And what that would do is not affect our housing market, but their collapse because they are showing signs that right now China is showing signs that they are going to try to hide the true nature of their finances. Keep in mind that China is always known to hide their true financial state, and but since the whole world is watching, they are going to snoop around. They're going, and the truth is going to be found out because this is such a huge issue or crisis that it people are already in the streets in China, and is there's no turning back from this from them as well as it is for us. Their crisis is very similar to ours. It was what we had in the '08 recession. Theirs is different, and the Lehman Brothers, in the sense that at the current point in time, a little before COVID, and you can say even when COVID was going on, the Chinese people were at a point to where they were so sufficient and living in the cities and so used to being a world power to where they want um, how do you say they want a higher standard of living. They want more pay. They want to live better lives in places like Beijing. And a lot of those people, they don't live in Beijing. They live in outside provinces, and maybe they want to take that money and build it up and take it outside and live out there. They want things to be improved over there, and with this happening and a financial setback, instead of them moving forward, when they were at a point to where they, as a people, were about to be rioted in the streets, uh, or you protested in the streets, I should say, and the government was going to have to deal with that. But now this is going to be a point to where the government's not going to have anything to do over there. They're not going to know what to do, and they are already selling their oil reserves, and that part of flooding the market, and that can potentially have small effects, not much, on the scale of inflation of oil in the global market, which is ran by the Saudis, which in turn, we're not going to get cheaper gas prices anyway. Inflation is going to affect everything, but so we don't have to worry about that. But I say all this to say that it's going to be a trickle down effect, even though their system in housing and real estate is not our own. it's going to be a trickle down effect in that it's going to affect their labor, them not working. Goods aren't going to be coming in. We already having goods issues. There's already a lack of workers. There's already a lack of truckers. There's already. I was at what was it? Trader Joe's the other day, and they didn't have anybody for the checkout registers. They only had people for the um, I mean, no, not checkout registers. I mean, no, self checkout. They only had people, yeah, for self checkout, but didn't have people to ring up. So everybody had to be funneled through that, and it was crowded, and other people had to go to other lanes, or wanted to go to other lanes because they had a lot of grocery. And yeah, it's crazy, and the whole country is going through this right now. So I just wanted to come to you guys and talk to you about that. What I suggest is um, learn. You have YouTube. YouTube has a ton of videos, has a lot of things on it. Learn how to grow crops. Learn how to uh, connect with your family that that hunts, that goes out and knows how to live off the land. People who raise cattle, livestock. Uh, for those people who are familiar with cutting meat, who've been in the meat industry, learn more in how to fabricate, how to skin animals. Um, real hard skills, basically skills that our ancestors had during the Great Depression. And while the rest of the country was struggling, they were moving forward. Um, the big difference in our ancestors and us today is that they knew how to, and correct me if I'm wrong. You can raise your hand if you had ancestors who, or parents or grandparents who had stories to tell you that they ate squirrel, rabbits, um, deer, turtles. These are things that they cooked and stewed, and they knew how they did live off the land, and that's what we're going to have to get back to reality. 'Cause that's really what it is. Um, this system isn't built to stay a first world power with them flooding immigrants and all this other stuff they have going on. We really have to become more serious and more militant in our approach to life and connect with each other more on this B1 foundation. Like like not just talk like online, but actually connect with those in our personal lives that are B1. Make sure they understand the B1 philosophy and what we're about, and build communities. And I feel like that's going to be have to be the wave of the future, and how we um, deprogram ourselves from the system, but also extract ourselves from Babylon, as I like to call it. So until next time, shalom, family. And again, this is Professor X Slave. I'm out.